Danny Segura for MMAJunkie.com, and I'm here with former Bellator welterweight champion, former UFC title contender, Rory MacDonald, who will be making his PFL debut on April 29th. Rory, first of all, how are you? Last time I talked to you was in late 2019, prior to the last PFL final. You were looking to make your debut, obviously, a year later. It's been, we didn't expect this whole pandemic and this whole thing. How are you doing? And what's this last year been like in your life?
I'm doing good. I'm here in Florida now, training at Sanford right now because things up in Canada are pretty severe as far as the lockdowns go. Um, my year of 2020, a year off fighting, but it was good for me. I had a lot to work on in my training and just stuff out of fighting. So it was a good year off for me, and I feel like I'll be coming into this season the best version of myself so far. So I'm excited to show it.
That's great to hear. So you're now in South Florida. Great to hear. Did you specifically move to kind of avoid the pandemic?
Yeah,
Is that what you did?
yeah,
Or the
exactly.
pandemic
It's been
restrictions?
pretty hard to train for a fight uh, in Montreal now. So I came here. I've been here once before, about a year ago, over a year ago. So I really liked it here, and I knew I wanted to come back. It's just I didn't expect it to be under these conditions because
Right.
last COVID wasn't. You were just hearing about it in the news, like
Yeah.
China and whatever, and then like a month after, that's when the breakout happened here.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess how long have you been in South Florida and at Sanford?
About a month.
Okay, like full time.
Yeah.
Nice. And is this a permanent move? Like, is this your team now, or is this something you're doing to avoid the restrictions that you have in Canada, as far as restrictions in training?
Well, I mean, my coaches and my team in Montreal are still my team. Same with my coach in British Columbia, David Lee and Toshido MMA. I still consider them my team and my coaches, but I do feel like I really enjoy the environment, the coaching here, the training partners here. So a bit of mix of everything, I'll be kind of making my rounds, so to speak. But I think it's a good place for me here for my training camps.
Yeah, for sure. And are you expecting to move back at some point? I mean, I know with the whole pandemic, everything's so uncertain. But
Oh
at
yeah,
some point, are you looking to get back in to Canada, or are you in the stateside
I'd like
permanently?
to be back in Canada after my second fight with PFL at the end of June, hopefully. But we'll see. We'll see how everything goes.
Nice. Okay. And how have you liked the change so far as the training goes? Obviously, Sanford MMA, a team that's been killing it, produced many great fighters, and it's at the top right now. Has it been sort of refreshing? Obviously, you're a veteran and you've been doing this for a very long time.
It's really nice environment. Guys are hungry, pushing each other. Great environment to learn in. There's no ego in the room, and everyone's eager to learn and work hard. So it's a good environment for me to be in.
Yeah. And usually when fighters switch camps, and more of a permanent switch, it's usually they're looking for new things. Obviously, you're much differently in a situation much different because of the COVID. But usually there's some sort of reinvention, right? Fighter name whatever fighter 2.0. Have you learned a lot to the point that maybe, or a lot more different things to the point that maybe we're going to see a different Rory MacDonald in there, or like a change in style? How has this new training camp, a new team, has affected your game?
Well, I've only been here for a month, and to be honest, it hasn't been consistent training. I've been in and out of the training room since I got here, um, with getting myself situated here because I have my family here too. And we left on like 7 days notice from making the decision to being in Florida, so it's been a bit of a transition with the kids and the family and stuff. So this month, I haven't really spent too much time like with the coaches and stuff. I've been with the big groups, but as we're getting into camp here, I feel like we're going to be able to put more one-on-one work together. But I think because it's such a sudden move, and having not much time here, I feel like what I'm going to be showing in my next fight is going to be stuff I've worked on in the year of 2020, in the work I put in that time back home.
Nice. And why Sanford? I mean, South Florida. I'm also in South Florida right now. I was in New York before the pandemic. Um, South Florida, it's packed with gyms. Top gyms, American Top Team, MMA Masters. I mean, so many. Why Sanford? How did you end up at Sanford MMA?
Well, last year I decided to come to South Florida for 7 days to bring my family on a short little vacation here, and I figured it would be a good double to take the afternoons or or one day on the evenings to go and train at Sanford because it was close by. Well, at the time it wasn't Sanford; it was Hard Knocks, but the same thing with Henry Hooft and Greg Jones and the guys. So I really liked the environment there, even though it was sort of like a training/vacation. And that's kind of why I chose to come to Sanford, because I was familiar with the guys. I liked the environment. I liked what I saw, and I felt like it would be a good environment for me to prepare for my fights.
Yeah. And the pandemic's got sort of my time frames all messed up, but I don't remember how long ago it was. But um, you posted a picture, or I don't know if it was you or maybe Robbie Lawler, but one of you guys posted a picture, with both of you guys. Obviously, we know you both had a legendary fight, one of the greatest fights in UFC history and just MMA, probably one of the greatest fights we've ever seen at 170 pounds. How was that like, sort of reuniting and I know there was no bad blood, but still, a former foe. How was that like?
Robbie's always been a gentleman, easy to talk to. So it's just there's no animosity, obviously, between us. We're two competitors, and we've crossed paths a couple times. So I find it actually pretty cool that we were able to share the training room in a good atmosphere, and I think it'll be good for me to be able to spend time with Robbie. And he beat me twice, so there's obviously things I could learn from a guy like that. And he's very experienced, even just stuff outside the cage. I know he's got a lot of wisdom as far as the career of a mixed martial artist goes.
Yeah, for sure. And now you'll be making your debut for PFL on April 29th, as I said, against David Michaud. Um, Talk to me a little bit about this sort of opponent and also this tournament. This is something new. Obviously, you've been in Bellator before and you've been around the game for quite some time. But this whole season and tournament, it's a little bit of a new style for many guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the tournament style. I like that I have a scheduled kind of year ahead of me. I know when I'll, so to speak, be competing, so I get to plan for that. So that's good. I'm excited also for the two fights in one night. There'll be a first for me, kind of a bucket list thing in my career to check off. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. And why so much interest in maybe having two fights in one night? Seems exhausting, but I'm not the fighter.
Well, I've been into mixed martial arts since I was young, and I watched the tournaments back in the day. They were more prominent back then. Always found it very intriguing, and found it's a challenge, to be able to fight two guys in one night, and to be able to fight, cool down, and then come back and fight again off the adrenaline and stuff. So, it's an experience that I wanna have in my career.
Yeah, certainly. And at the time when you first signed with PFL, you were sort of like the biggest signing or recent signing at the time. And since we've seen the PFL just stack up, in different weight classes, Anthony Pettis, right, Fabricio Werdum, and other fighters as well. How has it like seeing sort of the growth of PFL? Because it seems nowadays they've made a big headlines, and it seems they're pretty stacked now. And this 2021 season, just across all weight classes, seems very exciting.
I think it's great. I think they're doing a good job signing all these free agents, and I can expect. I think we can all expect them to continue. I think that they're not just trying to be a flash in the pan. They want to build a brand, a long-term brand, and make a name for themselves in the sport with the big players. So I think they're going to go after big free agents, and they're going to pay well, which is going to attract a lot of these guys to consider their free agencies with these other organizations.
All right, Roy. Well, best of luck in this season. It's going to be an exciting one to watch. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you in the future as the fight gets closer and as the tournament develops. So thank you so much for your time and best of luck.
Thank you.